Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lone Wolf 902. And today we're out snow camping under a tarp. So this is pretty cool. Last time I went out tarp camping, it was pouring with rain. we got dumped on with rain, and the tarp was quite small. It was actually the same tarp as this, by the way. I'll go ahead and get that out of the way right now because last time I got asked loads of questions. This is a onetigris tarp. So this is the onetigris Anchorage tarp. The tarp that I had last time, the smaller brown one, is the same tarp as this. It's just in a different color and it's a little bit shorter. So this guy, as you can see, is massive. So I've got it set up pretty much the same way as I did last time, except this center part was way up high in the rain. I've gone ahead and brought it down so it'll shed snow a little bit easier. Got a lot of airplanes flying over here lately, so hopefully they'll kind of buzz off a little later on. Kind of hear it in the background a little bit, but anyways, yeah, so I got camp set up, and off camera I spent probably 15 minutes getting firewood, and I'll show you guys in a second what I got in 15 minutes, and I just gave up because I'm like a squirrel in a peanut factory. I don't know which piece to grab first because it's everywhere's. So I've gone ahead and collected a bunch of wood, and I mean, if I run out, I'll go over. There's one, there's another one, there's a whole tree. There's firewood everywhere's. So I'm not gonna bother collecting wood on this trip. Just a little 15-minute cleanup in the general area, basically, and that's kind of what I got. So let's go ahead and maybe get a fire lay set, so then we'll kind of know whereabouts the fire is going to be. And then I want to go ahead and get my pack. I still got my pack and jacket hanging up on the tree, and I went ahead and took my sweater off because I started working up a sweat like crazy. So I want to go ahead and get all of my my soft goods, my sweater, my bag, my jacket. I'm going to get all that in here under the tarp, and then we'll get on to making a fire lay and probably cook up a coffee because I need a coffee for sure. So let's do that. Yeah, so like I was saying, this firewood right here, all these trees and logs and pieces and twigs, that's all the wood that I collected in 15 minutes just from this area to kind of clear out an area where I could put my fire pit. So, and I mean, you can see there's a tree over there that's down. There's all kinds of dead standing. So I think we're going to be good for firewood, which is awesome because I really didn't want to have to go around collecting a bunch of wood, getting all hot and sweaty and all that nastiness. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff in there like I was saying. All right, so got all the soft goods and stuff put inside here. I got my jacket kind of on the foot end of my sleeping bag, keeping it dry up off the snowy ground and whatnot. I've gone ahead and put my bag on top of my ground sheet for now, but I think later on tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it up towards the head end of my sleeping bag just to kind of give myself a little bit of a pillow because I'm going to be sleeping on top of my jacket to keep it nice and warm throughout the night. So that's a tip. When you guys go to sleep, take your jacket, put it on top of your sleeping pad, and then your sleeping bag on top of that. It'll add some more warmth to your pad, and then when you wake up in the morning, your jacket's already warm. So that's a pretty sweet idea. But yeah, I got everything pretty much squared away under here right now. And I went ahead and got a big gas canister, and I brought my canister stove this time. So last time in the rain, I didn't bring anything. I just brought my fire steel and that was it. So a whole bunch of geese flying over. So yeah, last time I didn't bring any stoves or anything. I relied on the fire 100%. And I could do that this time for sure, without a doubt. But I knew that I was going to have this massive tarp. And I said to myself, if you're going to have such a huge tarp, you're going to be in under it. So like my sleeping area is back quite far. I've probably got about 3 to 4 feet from the edge of my sleeping pad to the edge of the tarp. So it's kind of hard for me to reach over, spark a fire, cook a coffee and all that stuff without getting out of the sleeping bag. So I figure I'll bring the canister stove. I can set it down right in my frying pan on top of this ground sheet and then spark it, cook coffee in the morning and then crawl out. So that's kind of what I was thinking with this. And I got a new piece of gear. So what I got is a 750 mil titanium pot. This one is off of Amazon. It's kind of one of those generic brands that you can kind of find. But the interesting thing with this is my titanium cup fits right inside of it. So that's awesome. So I got my titanium cup for coffee, soups, and whatnot. And then I got my 750 mil for, and I think this is the 4 or 420 mil. This is 750. So I got this for doing all my cooking, noodles, boiling water, all that good stuff. And these two items, they don't even weigh what my other pot weighed. So can't go wrong with that. Went ahead and put my sweater back on. And oh, and this is another new piece of gear I should mention. This is a super massive, crazy thick wool sweater. I found this at my thrift shop, my local thrift shop again, where I get all my wool sweaters from. And this guy weighs like 5-6 pounds. It is heavy and it is crazy super thick wool. Love it. So got a couple new things kicking around. Nothing major, you know, but still some fun stuff. So let's go ahead, and I did bring a bit of water in a plastic bottle, and if I run out, we'll have to melt snow or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour up a pot of water, and I got my coffee kit here, my little vials of coffee and whitener and sugar. So let's go ahead and cook up a coffee and get a few more things squared away around camp, because it's gonna be dark soon, and I do have a couple things that I want to cook. I've got some chicken, and I've got some hamburgers and some dry pastas and whatnot. So I got plenty of food on this trip. I'm not worried with that. But I do want to have a coffee and enjoy that, and then I want to kind of enjoy the snow, because we're out tarp camping, and I mean, you don't get closer to the snow than this, right? So let's go ahead and do that and enjoy the snow a little bit. Alright, so I went ahead and got the fire lay all set and got the birch bark in there, and that's ready to basically take a spark. And while I was out there, I went ahead and collected the sapling. So I got chicken for tonight for supper, and I also got a burger and a bunch of other food. But for tonight, the main kind of meal type deal is just plain chicken breast. So I got some chicken breast already cubed up. I'm gonna spice it. I got some salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic, all that good stuff. But I want to cook it over the fire. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all these limbs off and go ahead and basically make a spit out of this green piece of wood. And I'm going to get 2 stands so I can lay it across, and then I kind of rotate the meat. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and shave off all the bark and get that ready for tonight, because I really do want to do it over the fire. I do have a frying pan, but I'm going to save the frying pan for my burger later on tonight and do the chicken over the fire like this. I think that'd be pretty neat. All right. So I've gone ahead and put my 2 green sticks in the ground that are going to support my, get that out of the ground, that are going to support my spit. Now I've already removed the bark and I've already kind of burnt off all the possible bacteria and stuff on there, so this is ready to go. So I've got my cubed chicken, little towel here to kind of wash my hands off with, and I'm going to go ahead and season this chicken up. So I'm just going to separate the pieces up, some fairly large chunks in here, and let's season it. So I'm going to hit it with some salt. Got some black pepper, a little bit, not a lot. And got a bunch of garlic powder. Let's go ahead and add quite a bit of garlic to it. Got some chili powder. Spice it up a little bit. And a bit of Italian seasoning. Give it a shake. Get all the spice off my pant leg. Oh yeah. Starting to get dark. Actually, the sun behind me is starting to go down, so this will hopefully be perfect timing, because I imagine it'll probably take quite a while on there. But that is okay. Oh yeah, that looks great. Perfect. So, let's go ahead and pop them on the stick and get them on the fire. Go ahead and wash that chicken off my fingers here. And I think it's gonna take a while to cook, so how about we crack a beer? I didn't think I had to tell you guys that I brought beer. I think you guys already know. All right, hang this up to dry and let's get a beer. Oh, let's get our chair set up here. Long ways down. All right, so nothing special for beer on this trip. Just got some bush ice, if you want to call it beer. Yeah, it's not really that great, but it'll do. So, chicken is on the spit and we are cooking. That's going to take a while, but I do believe it is going to be really, really good. Go ahead and get toss a couple of small little hardwood pieces in here to get some heat kicking. So I only brought 2 beer with me this trip, and I don't honestly plan on being up that late. I had a really early morning. I had an early morning this morning, getting the kids off to school, and I was up kind of late last night. So I had my daughter's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to Autumn. She's 2 now, and it was a busy time. And then we lost power. Power went out, and yeah, so we finished the birthday party in the dark. Coincidentally, right when she was about to blow her candle out, the power went out. So that was kind of funny. Lights were already off, and anyways, power came back on 2 hours later, so it wasn't too bad, but I managed to get out here for an overnighter, so pretty pumped about this. First kind of real snowfall. I'll call this our first real snowfall. It's small, but I'll take it. So had to get out here, and my daughter, she she wanted to come out. She thought she was coming with me, and I kind of break it to her that no, I'm just going out for the night, but I'll be home tomorrow. So I do have to get her out here again. I'll probably go to my permanent hot tent and on my property, and I'll probably bring her out with me for the day. I'm entertaining a night with her, but I'm not sure if she'll do well with it. So we'll play it by ear and see what happens. So yeah, it's gonna kick around here for a while. And like I said, I got chicken, and I also have burgers to cook tonight, later on tonight. So I'll probably do those on the canister stove in the frying pan, just for simplicity's sake. But yeah, I'm gonna bump around here, sip on my first beer, and I got another one that I'm gonna save for later. And shelter's looking pretty good. So like I said, probably an early bedtime, but we'll see. We'll see how the night goes. That's cold. Got the other one behind the tarp there in a snowbank, kind of chilling out. So it's actually not too bad when it's really, really cold. 6%er. Not one for mass-produced beer, but when it's cold, it goes down. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so it's been about 45 minutes now. Chicken's cooking very, very nicely. I've already sampled the small piece on the end, and it is absolutely awesome. Awesome. Gonna let it cook for just a few more minutes to kind of evenly heat it through, because the fire's been pushed over to one side for a little while now, so the piece is on the opposite end, a little bit cold. So we're gonna heat them all up and start eating. It smells awesome too. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. Pretty good here. Let's get this guy. Oh yeah. Mmm. Oh my God, that is awesome. Alright guys, nightfall's here. It's just about pitch black out right now. And gone ahead and loaded up the fire with wood. I'm going to turn it into a long fire. So all the trees that I got kind of broken up off to the side here, I'm going to one by one load them into the fire and expand the fire to a nice long fire. And then I can just kind of kick back and enjoy the heat really. I can actually feel a bit of heat from the edge of the tarp, which is quite nice. So now I'm not going to be relying on fire tonight for heat at all. I'm just going to be relying on my down mat and my down pad, or my down sleeping bag. So once this is, I can hear ducks off in the distance in the river. Yeah, so anyways, once this dies out and goes out for tonight, that'll be it for fire. I did bring 2 candles though, so I'll be able to put 2 candles inside of the tarp shelter and light those. So I'll have a little bit of ambient light if I need to roll over and kind of look and see if anything's out here or anything's bumping around. So and I'll have my headlight handy as well. There are quite a few coyote tracks around here right now. I've been walking around off and on throughout the evening, and there's a couple coyote tracks, just not big ones, but last night it snowed, so they're fresh. So they have been coming through here quite often. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and taken the cloth that I washed my hands with because I had raw chicken on it, and I put that up in the tree. And I'm going to do the same thing with my food. I'm going to hang it up in the tree. That way they don't kind of come in looking for any snacks. So other than that, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll be in there, all tucked in, nice and warm. So yeah, so I'm going to bump around camp for a little bit, and I think right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting a little bit of photography done. So I won't be able to record that because I need my camera for that, but you guys will be able to see those photos on Instagram, of course, at Lone Wolf Wild Camping. It's in the description of all my videos. So that's what I'm going to do for now. I'm going to get some photos, and I'll check in with you guys when I'm done that. All right, guys, got a few photos done there. I think they'll turn out pretty good. So what I'm doing now is kind of thinking about these candles, and I don't want them on the ground because it'll catch all this duff on fire underneath my tarp. So I got 2 beer cans, one empty, one full. I'm gonna go ahead and make a beer can lantern. So just gonna start by putting the center cut in. And open up the doors. A little bit of beer in there. So go ahead and open up the doors like that. And I got my nano cord from Paracord Planet. I'm going to tie it onto the tab, and I'm going to pop a hole in the bottom of the can so the candle can just barely squeeze in there, so it'll still be clamped nice and tight, and suspend it from one of the sticks off the corners of my tarp. And I think that'll do for keeping the candles lit, and also this will reflect the light kind of like a railroad lantern, so it'll kind of shoot the light into my shelter, and it'll stop it from blowing out too. So if there's any kind of light breeze that whips through here, it'll protect it. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this up and hang them off the sticks like I said, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm all done. Alright guys, so here you can see the candle lantern. I went ahead and put a hole in the bottom of the can and just kind of made 2 doors, put a little piece of wire up here so when the flame licks out it won't melt the rope. And then I got the rope all tied, and this piece is secured on there as well, the way I tied it on. So I think that's going to work pretty good tonight for shining light directly at me, because right over here is where our sleeping area is. So we'll have this kind of shining in the shelter area. All right, it is supper time. Late supper time, I should say. So, got a couple burgers I'm going to cook up, and pre-made burgers, of course. And just looking for my kitchen knife. I know I brought it somewhere. There it is. All right, so I've got 2 burger patties, 1 bun. So double burger. I got some mayo. I got some, what is this? Extra brie cheese. So that's gonna melt really nice on here. I got some mushrooms, some onion, and 2 big ol' burger patties. So we're gonna do this on the canister stove just to simplify things. So I'm gonna start by cooking 1 patty, and then I'm gonna set it off in my lid here. And then I'm going to cook the other, and then I'm going to pop them both back in to warm them back up. Let's go ahead and spark this up. And let's get cooking. 'Cause I'm hungry. Starving. That chicken I had was awesome, but I'm hungry again. Yeah, we got a sizzle already. Cool. So, go ahead and slice these mushrooms up. Probably just do 1 actually, because I only have 1 bun. I thought I brought 2, but I guess not. And I'll put some onion. A little bit of onion on there. And we got our brie cheese. Use all of that because that's going to be really good. Garbage in the container. Oh yeah, that's going to be super good. That fire is ridiculously huge right now. It's like 5 feet long or probably 4 feet high. I could feel the heat all the way in here. So that's awesome. All right. I'm getting pretty toasty warm. Ugh. Full sweater, overalls, everything. Man, it's getting warm out. Well, cold out, but getting warm here. Ugh. So itchy from wearing all this wool. All right, burger is done. We got our bun. Slap some of this cheese on here. A lot of cheese. Grab our patty with our mushrooms and our onion fried. Now we do have mayo. I'm gonna put the mayo on the top bun. Man, it's gonna be a mess. Oh, it's gonna be such a mess. It's so good. More cheese. That's it for that. Set that off to the side. Oh, we need another patty. Without knocking that over. Another patty. Oh, baby. Look at the size of this thing. Double patty, brie cheese, mushroom, onion. Oh man, this is gonna get messy. I don't even know how to eat this. Do this. Yeah. Yeah, it's messy. Oh man. That is so good. Oh man, this thing's just oozing. All right. This is probably mildly disgusting, so I'm gonna finish and then I'll be back. All right. All right, guys. So it's been about an hour after dinner, and I'm super tired. So what is that? So I'm ready for bed. I ate, I brushed my teeth, I did all that good stuff, and I'm beat. I mean, I'm tired. So I can't see anything either. So anyways, I put another piece of wood on the fire. That's going, it's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna jump in my sack here and I'm out for the night. So peace out, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. So it is about 7 o'clock in the morning right now, and it got chilly last night. I've been up for about 20 minutes now, and as you see behind me, I went ahead and opened up the entire tarp. I took all the guy lines off and flopped it over. Just it was easier to get up and instead of ducking under and out and under and out, getting dressed and all that stuff. So went ahead and took all the guy lines off, folded it back, and well, now you guys can kind of get a closer look at what the sleep system looked like. All right, so here you can see I got my sleeping pad. I did sleep on top of my jacket, and I did have it on a little while ago before I got the fire going, but went ahead and put it back under here so you guys can see just exactly what it looked like last night. So here's the onetigris down bag, and you can see the center of it is quite damp. Very damp, actually. So what I think happened, this entire tarp was frosted last night. I think it started dripping, honestly, because the heat from the fire was trapped in here. So I think at some point, and it's only in that one spot, so I do believe at some point I had dripping water from the heat of the fire, but the whole inside of the bag is completely dry. So yeah, not too sure about that. But got the Exped down mat, jacket, and sleeping bag, and that was it. But it worked pretty well. The tarp is huge, massively huge, and it really collected all that heat from the fire. It worked as like a giant sail, pretty much, like a wind sail, where it just kind of scooped everything in, and it was warm in here for quite a while. So that's kind of the gist of that. So if you look down here on this patch of snow, you can see it's kind of streaked, and that's actually the heat from the fire melting all this snow over the night. Now let me go ahead and show you how far away this is from the fire. So this right here is what I was just pointing at, and got all kind of the wispiness, melted snow, and it's on that tree over there, it's on that tree, it's here, it's over here a little bit, fire's way over there. So the heat was just pumping, and like as you can see, there's no snow really around the fire pit area. That area is bone dry. So I got to really keep an eye on that today, just to make sure nothing does catch on fire. Okay, so I've decided that the best method to do this, because I am getting picked up, I think the best method to do this, to cook breakfast and deal with the fire and all that stuff, is to get everything packed away. Get the bag inside of my backpack, get the down mat, all the air out of that, and get that in the backpack. And everything, the whole sleep system, and then we just have to deal with the fire and cooking. So if I do run short on time, worst case scenario, oh, here comes some snow. Worst case scenario is I could just grab my pot and basically carry that in the tripod if I really need to, right? So, yeah, that was a good idea taking the tarp down. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start packing some things up, and then I'm gonna get dealing with breakfast. And I just wanna have this out of the way and ready to go, so when I need to go, I could just go. So it was minus 12 degrees Celsius last night, and currently right now it's minus 10, and yeah, my hands are frozen. So it kind of makes this task not that enjoyable, but it's a rather quick one. So my hands are kind of, can't really feel what I'm doing right now, and I definitely can't do it with gloves. I don't have any dexterity with gloves on. So I'm gonna go ahead, call that done. That's in there, and we'll go ahead and put these straps back through their little toggles here and get this strapped in and get it tossed in my backpack. Whew. Working up a sweat. All right, so as you can see, we're about 99% packed up, and it is time for some food. Now, change of plans. I'm gonna go with some shrimp ramen rather than the soup, mainly because I don't think I have enough water for the soup. I know I have enough water for this. So let's go ahead. I got a little bit of coffee left too. So let's go ahead and get the pot on the stove. Get all this ice scraped off the bottom. That's one important thing when using canister stoves, is make sure the bottom of your pot isn't covered with ice or any snow, because as soon as you put it on top, it melts. And a lot of these stoves, once you clog these jets with water, it'll actually put your stove out, and then it'll quickly freeze. So if you don't have a hex key or an Allen wrench to open that up, I do, but if you don't have one, you can run into some problems, because then you really get it thawed out, put it next to the fire and all that stuff. But make sure the bottom of your pot is free from ice and snow, and it should be all right. Now we'll go ahead and set this near the fire, not totally close, so it's going to melt the bottle. But this is what is left from the fire. I'm not going to be adding any more wood to it. Let it die out and do its thing. And then I'm going to douse it with water, gather some snow, dump it on it, make sure it's good and out. And I get asked a lot about that. What do I do with my fires? I am on my own private property. I should mention that. I have a large piece of private property that's about 45 minutes away from where I live. So it's a woodlot. There's no driveway, so I get dropped off. I come in, I camp, I do my stuff. It's basically my big playground. So not all, but quite a few of my videos are on my property. And that's how I'm able to kind of do the things that I do without being worried about people saying much of anything. So being that way, I do like to take care of my property, and I do make sure all my fires are completely extinguished before leaving. So, and I recommend you guys do that on public property or wherever you guys are at. So, just wanted to mention that, clear that up. Okay, noodles are done. I gotta say, this 750 ml titanium pot is absolutely the perfect size for me. I love this thing. Absolutely love it. I have my getting dusted. Oh, come on. Really? Noodles are safe. I was gonna say I have my GSI Soloist pot that I usually use, and I love that thing. I've had that for 6-7 years. Love it. But it is much heavier and larger than this, and switching to a smaller, lighter pot, you don't really realize that you don't need such a big pot. So I'm actually really happy with this size. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Camp classic. Ramen noodles. All right, I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna get all the snow dusted off me first, and I'll bring you guys back as soon as I'm done that. Oh, here comes some more snow. Oh, that one wasn't as bad as the last one. All right, so I'm gonna eat up and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, so I'm all packed up, bags ready, jackets ready. Gonna go ahead and put my nano cord in there in just a second, but I gotta get this fire dealt with, so I'm gonna dump the rest of the water on here, gather some snow, make sure it's completely out, and on the jacket and on with the pack, and we're out of here. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I had a really great time out this time in the snow. I was actually really happy that I had the opportunity to come out and do it under a tarp, which was awesome. So the only issue that I had, it wasn't even an issue, but the only thing that that happened that was probably less favorable was a big gust of wind last night came in and it blew snow right across my face. So other than that, no biggies. I just rolled over, put my hood on, tightened it up, went back to sleep. But yep, anyways, thanks for watching, like I said, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.